Okay, this is lesson 3.3, solving inequalities using multiplication or division, page 179 to 180. Problem number 2. The got it continues on to page 180, so be careful that you don't miss that. Problem 2, multiplying by a negative number. What are the solutions of negative 3/4 w greater than or equal to 3? Graph and check your solution. So you always multiply, when you're multiplying by a fraction, you just multiply by the reciprocal in order to clear it. So that's negative 4/3 times negative 3/4 w, and negative 4/3, make sure you do it on both sides. So the 3's and the 4's and the negatives cancel out on this side, which is the whole point. Notice that the sign got switched when you multiply or divide by a negative. Remember that since you are switching the sign of the problem, because this changed from negative to positive when we did that, we have to switch the direction of this as well. So negative 4/3 times 3/1 gives you negative 4. So w is less than or equal to negative 4, even though it started out greater than. As long as the w comes first, we can do our arrow in that same direction as this inequality. Remember I said if the variable was on the left, then this should match your inequality. Since it's less than or equal to, we have a closed circle at negative 4, and then the arrow goes to the left because less than goes to the left. Okay, to check, since this is a less than or equal to, you have to check two things. You have to check that it actually works at negative 4 and that it works somewhere less than negative 4. So if we put in negative 4, we get 3 equals 3. That's true. That's the equals part of it. And then remember that the original equation was greater than or equal to. So negative 3/4 times any number you want. This could be a negative 6. It could be a negative 10. I don't really care. Negative 4 would actually, I'm sorry, negative 8 would be a good one because that would get rid of your fraction. But this gives you positive 15/4, which is 3 3/4, and yes, that's greater than 3. So you have to check both the equal to and the greater than. Okay, so the got it says, what are the solutions of negative n/3 less than negative 1? So I don't know why I said greater than. This should have been a less than, and this should have been a greater than. Sorry about that, which means my arrow is going the wrong way. We'll go that way. My numbers are not in the right place. Okay, so negative n/3 less than negative 1. We want to get rid of the negative 3, so the opposite of multiplying, the opposite of dividing is multiplying. So we're going to multiply both sides by negative 3/1. The 3's go away. The negatives go away. I lost a negative here too. My goodness. These two negatives go away. The two 3's go away. That leaves you with just n on that side. And then negative 3 times negative 1 is 3. But again, remember, I guess I need to change that one too. Because we had to multiply by a negative to change the sign, we got to change this sign as well. Okay, and we can check that. We don't have to check equal to, just any number greater than 3. So my check is wrong because I had the problem wrong. So let's pick positive 7. So is negative, let's try that again. Okay, let's try positive 7. Negative, I'm putting a 7 in for n. The negative was already there. So I'm putting the 7 in for n. Is negative 7/3 less than negative 1? Yes, because this is actually 2 1/3. So negative 2 1/3 is definitely less than negative 1, so that works.